Hello, my name is Tally and I am doing a reading for the sign of Cancer. So welcome, Cancer. Hopefully you're having a good day. First card we're getting out is Boundaries. And this is the Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. I'm going to get a couple cards from the next deck here. Whoa, that's too many. This is the Round Mother Peace Tarot deck. Nope, that's too many. Too many. A lot of cards want to come out. There we go. So, next two cards out we're getting, the first one is the Nine of Wands. And the next one is the Hierophant. So now I'm just going to get some clarifiers for each of these, and it looks like there I go. Okay. So clarifying the Nine of Wands, we're getting the Four of Wands. So maybe you're not really, maybe you're guarded towards having any type of, long-term committed relationship. Maybe you're trying to stay away from, I'm just thinking this card is like marriage right now. Like you're trying to stay away from marriage or you don't want to be committed. Like I just see there's a lot of people in this card, but there's only one person in this card. So the next two, or the first card out, the Boundaries card, is being clarified by the Death card. So maybe needing to ease up on this, wall you've built between you and whatever this commitment is, whatever this, I want to say wish, or maybe it's to remove the boundaries, remove the rigidness, remove, like even in these two cards, like these two to me are together in this reading. Like the fire behind her actually is kind of like a circle, kind of like the bubble around this person in this card. They're both by themselves. So I think that, her looking at this flower outside the bubble, I think there are wishes, and maybe you're preventing yourself from maybe having this relationship or this commitment or this, whatever this stands for. Maybe it's, a long-term loving relationship. maybe you wish for it, you long for it, but you're preventing yourself from having it. And so needing advice coming in, needing for you to change that, needing for you to maybe loosen your boundaries or get rid of them completely. Maybe these are boundaries, like, I mean, there are times and places for boundaries. Obviously, everybody needs to have boundaries in order to respect themselves, but there are boundaries that maybe technically shouldn't be there and maybe are just put there in order to protect ourselves from pain, future hurt, you know, and really we're just protecting ourselves from happiness. Like, I just see all the yellow in this card for me is happiness. Like, we're shielding ourselves from something that could be really awesome for us. And so I think this card here, at the bottom of this deck, the Hermit card in reverse, I think that's saying, you know, you don't need to think this over. You don't need to go within. I think you already know you need to drop the boundary, or you need to drop the guard or the defense, and just be more open. And so the next two cards that came out is, and actually, yeah. So the next two cards that came out, the first one is the Hierophant, and the next one is the King of Cups, to clarify that. All right. So I always see this card here as the teacher, and I always see him as like, you know, you need to be vulnerable. So maybe putting yourself out there somehow in terms of maybe teaching, or I mean, the Hierophant could also be commitment. So maybe, you know, allowing yourself to commit to whoever this card represents, putting yourself out there, you know, being vulnerable. I think of, I don't know if you've ever heard the speaker Brene Brown, but she talks all about vulnerability. And I think good things, like a lot of people associate being vulnerable with, oh, you know, you could potentially get hurt, or you put yourself at risk of being hurt, putting yourself out there. But I think, which is kind of what, to me, Brene Brown says, is that when you do put yourself out there, when you do, you know, show that vulnerability, that actually you can also receive the biggest rewards. And so I think, you know, going for this commitment, going for this, whatever this stands for, this Hierophant, and like I see these two tying together, whatever these stand for you, going towards that relationship, putting yourself out there, you know, really, you know, believing in love, believing in, you know, commitment, and believing that something good is going to come from whatever this is, and just going for it. I think it's going to reap a lot of rewards for you. And so you're being, or whoever this is talking about, is being quite defensive, quite cutting themselves off from this commitment or this relationship, and really if they were more open and more vulnerable, that actually things would grow, things would, you know, be successful. I think at the bottom of this deck, we're getting the Two of Wands. And to me, this is, you know, making the decision. To me, this is also kind of a teacher vibe I'm getting here, of like sort of the older person teaching the younger person how to start a fire, maybe. Yeah, so, and a lot of wands as well. And I just see, like, look at the colors, like it's almost like these three go together just because they all match yellow, red, and yeah, and browns. It's like making the decision to just drop the guard and go for whatever this commitment or love is that you're blocking yourself from. Then at the bottom of this deck, we're getting the release card. So I think that's just, you know, emphasizing the releasing the boundaries or transforming. Maybe it's loosening up on a boundary. Maybe it's altering it in some way. Yeah, but I think it's just emphasizing, you know, letting it go. So that's what I'm getting for you today, Cancer. Hopefully there was something in this message for you, and until next time, see you.